Well, hello, Facebook, and everybody else who is watching this at a later time on YouTube. We are about to start our Halloween kits. Let's see here. It's been a while. So, hi, I'm Danae at DP Sweet Life. We're about to get started with our Halloween cookie decorating kit. Pickups start today and we'll go through the end of October. I think October 30th will be the last day to pick up. So make sure you grab your kits. Today's October 19th. They're able to be picked up today as long as you pre-ordered and picked a date. Make sure that you honor the dates that you choose on your pickups, because otherwise we may not have enough for you on that day if you come early. If you come late, no worries, we'll have your box here. But if you pick a date, just try to stick with that date. And if you don't remember what it is, just give us a call and I can let you know what that date was, or shoot me an email. It's always easier if you email me. Okay, awesome. Let's get started. I'm very excited for the set, as always. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags of frosting for this month. And then we also have 2, 4, 6, 8 cookies as usual. Now these cookies are a little bit larger than what I've been doing, and a little bit smaller. So it just kind of, I'll show you, they're stacking cookies. So after you get done frosting them, you'll be able to stack a few on top of each other and it goes together like as a puzzle. So anyways, let's get this started. By the way, I think this is my 5th year doing this. Trying to remember. Let me see if this works. If it's gonna. No. Okay. All right. So I'll go over the process and show you guys how it works. I'm not going to be able to see my comments, so if you comment, I probably won't be able to respond. Okay. So this is my little setup. Maybe I can. There we go. Okay, so again, kits are available to be picked up today, and you can pick them up through the 30th. Pre-ordering is recommended. We're just about sold out online. If we sell out this week, I'll make sure and add some more for next week, but we're just trying to limit our waste within the bakery, so I don't want to have to throw a bunch of kits away. So I'm just trying to make them as the need comes in, okay? All right, let's get started. These are so stinking cute. A couple things you're going to need. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need your decorating needle. Looks like this. I would grab a wet washcloth, paper towel, something like that. Something to decorate on, such as this. And then, yeah, you should be set to go and ready to decorate. So I cut all my bags open. We seal these for you guys so that they stay fresh and last a little bit longer. So if you don't get to decorating them right away, they can sit on the counter for about 1 to 2 weeks and still be okay. All right, so I've got all the cookies open, and they're going to be it's an extremely cute set. Very excited about it. So I'm going to kind of go over what we have. This is what the end result is going to look like, because they're stackable, and so they kind of fit together. Now with cookies, you know, they expand and whatnot. So I'm going to take this off and kind of show you. So we've got the pumpkin. Then we've got, this is like your Frankenstein dude. So he's got 2 pieces. So we've got his little mouth. This up here is going to be his face with his eyes. And then this is his brain, okay? Then right here we've got a ghost, and he's got a witch's hat. And then here we've got it's like a headstone, and then a cute little owl. So see how they kind of stack with each other? As, you know, best they can. So anyways, kind of fun. A little different. I haven't done a set like this yet. Okay, so now that you know what they are, I'm going to set this aside. Our steps of decorating. First things first is we go through and we'll outline our cookies. And then once we outline, we start this process called flooding. Flooding is when you fill the cookies in with the frosting, okay? So the outline kind of creates a dam so your frosting doesn't go over. And then when you do that, once you start the flooding process, it prevents it from going over the edges. Okay, so here are our bags of cookies. I go and I mix all of mine up, make sure that it's nice and mixed, otherwise it might be runny. So if it comes out really runny and watery, it's because you didn't mix it well enough, okay? When I cut off my tips, I cut them off really small. So I cut them just the tiny bit, because you just want a small line to outline, okay? Now if it's too small, you can always cut more off. If you cut it off too big, it's hard to go back. Now I've already mixed most of my frosting, but sometimes I'll have to go in and redo it. Make sure you don't lose the tip of your bag here within your cookie decorating space, because the next thing you know, you're going to be eating little things of plastic. Okay. Now just a little announcement. I think this is going to be, so we have our October cookie decorating kit, and then this year we are only, in addition to this, we'll do a Christmas one. So we've got the Halloween, and then we've got the Christmas, and that's all we're doing. We are not doing a fall/Thanksgiving one this year. Okay? Okay, so now that I have all my bags cut, we go through and we're going to outline each of our cookies. Okay, I like to get the outline first, kind of get a good idea of what you're going to be doing in terms of the decorating. Okay, so I'm going to grab our little headstone. By the way, it's really nice to be on here again. It's been a while since I've gone live or talked to you guys, so. Okay. I know a lot of you guys have been following the story with my son and how he's been sick, but he, you know, he's doing really well. He's grown 5 inches this year. We started him not only on his medicine for his Crohn's, but we also had to start a growth hormone, and he's doing fantastic. He just started his freshman year this year, so I know some people are always looking for updates about him. Okay, so now this is how I hold the bags. I twist them closed like this. If you have some clips and you've got small kids decorating, I would recommend putting a clip on here or even putting tape, something that's going to help keep that closed. I do have a seal on this bag. That's to keep this fresh and not dried out. It is not to keep your frosting from going up, okay? So you really have to make sure you keep that frosting below and like in your hand down here. Otherwise, you're going to have the top pop out. So we're going to start with the purple. This is our headstone that we're doing. And you're going to just, so I'd like to go and adjust my tip here, make sure that it's wide enough. All right. Okay, so we're going to go through. Oh, and by the way, we finally have a family costume picked out. I don't think anyone's guessed it yet. So if you have any guesses, I want to hear them, because it's going to be probably one of our better ones yet. Although it's going to be hard to, you know, beat the year when we had it. But it's going to be fun. Okay, so I take my time. I just go around. Sorry, I just bumped the camera with my head. I just go around. I use my other hand to help guide it, just like this. Okay. Well, here I go. Okay, so that's all you're going to do for the outline. And we're going to do it on a few of our peeps here. Let's see, let's do our ghost next. This ghost is going to be so cute. Okay, so I'm going to start up here. Okay, and then I'm actually going to try to pull one down from up here to give it a little bit of detail within the flooding when we do it. And I got this cookie set from Liz Viz. I found her on Etsy years ago. and she cracks me up. So she's one of my favorite cookie cutter makers. Just be careful going to her website because she does do adult ones too. She's kind of famous for that. It's hilarious. But okay, so this is going to be our ghost. Now, trying to decide. You know what I think I want to do for this ghost? I want to take our, this is going to be our dark blue, okay? And you're going to just put in some eyes right now, but I'm going to just put this in, and then I'm going to use my finger to spread it on. Because what I want it to look like is that his eyes are inset versus popping out. Just like kind of like a ghost. Like say if you put a sheet on, your eyes are inset. They're not, you know, sticking out. So I'm going to try to do that effect on here. I'm going to let that dry for a second. I'm going to go grab my towel because I actually left it in the other room. So 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'm going to come back and do the little eyes, okay? Now be careful when you set your bags down because you don't want to set it on the cookies that you've already decorated because otherwise it'll mess them up. Set that aside for a second. We're going to grab our witch's hat. All right, and on this one, take it. I'm just going to kind of circle around here. Okay. So that's going to be the orange, and I'm going to take my dark navy blue. I'm just going to outline the rest of it. Now if you have a group of you decorating and you don't have enough decorating needles, toothpicks work just fine. Okay, so there's that. And that's going to be your ghost hat. I'm trying to do some easier ones because that way we can get used to the outlining, and then once we really get going on here, then the harder ones won't be as difficult, if that makes sense. Just kind of get us started here. Okay, this is going to be the brain. I'm going to go all the way through and outline, and I'm outlining in white. I will fill this in with the pink that we have. But figure it'd be nice to have some lines throughout the brain. Okay. I'm going to pull this down a little like this, and then do that. Kind of give it the lines that a brain has. Just little, the veiny stuff, and in there. Okay. Just a couple more. Okay, so that's going to be the brain. We're filling it up with pink, but that way it kind of gives its lines, you know what I mean? So, all right. All right, now they're gonna get a little bit more difficult. So bear with me. Actually, instead of doing this face, let's do our pumpkin next. So I'm debating, I think I might do the pumpkin. I like the blue. I don't know that we'll have enough. So let me wait on this pumpkin because I'm not really sure what color I want to do them yet. Okay, so let's just go ahead and grab that top half of Frankenstein's face. Okay, so with this, there's going to be a couple different colors that we're going to use as the outline. So I'm going to start with this blue. Okay, if you make a mistake or you get an air bubble, just wipe it right off. And I like to let the frosting drop onto the cookie, kind of like this, versus trying to scrape it on, okay? Comes out better that way. You can control the line easier. All right, then grab your blue or your navy dark blue, and we're going to just draw his hairline in. And Frankenstein, you know, has that messy hair look. So, and I really love the way that Liz had decorated these for her sample set of cookie cutters online, so I'm just kind of going with that. It's extremely cute. So big shout out to her. All right, and then for the nose, I'm going to put in a little bit of pink down here. Again, it's going to be one of those where we just wipe it on, because it's like I don't know, like a nose bone. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, you'll understand here in a sec. Okay. And then we're going to draw in his eyes with the white. And you can even practice if you want, like to draw an oval beforehand, so I'll show you what I mean by that. So sometimes I like to go in and draw it to make sure that it's in the right spot, because if you just go for it, sometimes it doesn't get where you want it to go. So I'm going to just kind of outline a big circle here. Or oval, without messing up the outlines. And then I'm going to do it again on this side. And he's got like these big droopy monster eyes. Okay, and I feel like this one needs to pull out a little bit more. Okay, and then I tap it so that the crumbs come off. All right, so grab this. All right, and the next thing you're going to do is finish up that nose. He looks kind of funny right now, but he'll come out really adorable. So on the nose part, you're going to come, it's like an upside down long heart. I'm just going to come down like this. Okay. And that's going to be the top of our Frankenstein's head. And then for the bottom, you're going to outline it with this, with the blue, teal, turquoise, I'm not sure. Whatever you want to call it. Okay. Then I'm going to do this because this is going to be part of his mouth. Okay. And then we will be filling this in. This is going to be the tongue. I do not like how that came out, so I'm going to erase it. Grab my towel and fix it. Okay. And then on the top here, we've got to add some teeth. And then also teeth on the bottom. And then on the sides, he's got his little screws. They're in black. Just kind of careful with this because otherwise it's going to get mixed up. This is why I like to cut my bag thin, because some of the details like this, it's important to have it thin. Okay? Just going to turn this upside down, do it this way. Okay? Can you see it? It's coming together. Oh, and his brain. Yeah, that's cute. Okay. Now let's start with the owl. We're going to outline him. So with the owl, I'm going to outline the top with this turquoise. Okay. And then down here, I'm going to give him his little neck feathers like start. So I'm just going to give him little feathers like this. You don't have to add this detail, but I think it's really cute. Okay. So with him, he gets big old eyes. Of course, he's an owl. So I'm going to use my tool. I'm going to kind of come around here because I know my eyes are going to go all the way to the edge there, close to. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of draw in his eyes. And he's an angry owl. It's Halloween, so of course. Or I should say scary. I don't know. But his little eyebrows are a little furrowed. Trying to get that look here. And then he's got his big eyes here. His big eyes here. Be careful tapping off those crumbs because sometimes you could accidentally like knock his ear off or something. You don't want to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in close to that other original line. Come all the way around. draw the owl's eyes. Same thing here. I'm gonna go back around because I have a little gap over here and I know we'll not be able to fill it in later. Right here. Okay. And then for the eyeballs itself, I'm going to just draw on. This is the iris, so the color of the eye. I'm just going to follow this. We're going to put on eyebrows when we're done filling this all in, but that'll be my last because I want the eyebrows to stick out because usually it sticks out on your face, you know. And then also with that, you got to add his pupils. Kind of follow it around. Okay. I know he looks funny right now, but don't worry. Once we add in details and everything, he will look so much cuter. Okay, so now we're going to do his little fluffy chest. So we're going to kind of play off of the fluff that we already put on there. Just kind of take your time here. I have so much air coming out of my bag here. And yes, sometimes some colors are runnier than others, and I always notice that the white always becomes runnier, and I don't know if it's because it has no color in it. But just that's why it's also important to cut your bag small, because if it does become, and there's a difference between watery and there's a difference between runny, okay? So watery is when it like comes out, you got water and some frosting kind of separated, okay? That's when you need to mix it more. Now when it's runny, it just means it's a thinner frosting, so you just have to kind of control it better, okay? All right, so now for this part, we're gonna give him his little belly. Okay, and then I'm going to add on wings, but I'm trying to decide what color. I'll just stick with this blue. Okay, and then his little, I don't know what these are called. Ears? I don't know, there might be another name, but who knows. Okay, very cute. More details to come on this one, but he's done for now. Let's grab this ghost. Let's add on the whites of the eyes. That way it has enough time to sit. Cute. And then our pumpkin. The problem is I don't want to do it orange. So I'm thinking I might do it purple. Purple pumpkin. Okay. Because we have enough purple for it. So let's add in some color down here. We're going to try to do it also just like with the ghost. We're going to make it so that it looks like it's inset instead of sitting on top, because that's what you do with the pumpkin, you carve it, right? We could just make a mess here. Right. Then I'm going to let that dry, but with our pumpkin, we're going to just outline it. With the purple. Okay, I know I lost you on there, I'm sorry. Move my cookies over just a little because I feel like I'm saving room for them. Okay? And then you're going to take your black. You're going to just draw in a pumpkin face. You could draw whatever pumpkin face you want. I'm going to just kind of continue to follow Liz Biz's design. She's the one who created this cookie cutter set. The pumpkin I actually had to get creative with. It's a little bit different than her original cookie design, but it's still going to be really cute. Okay, so that's going to be the face of the pumpkin. And we'll get to that the rest here in a minute. All right, let's do the, let's start flooding. Now this one's like going to be the last ones you kind of want to flood, just because the ones with more colors on them, you want the certain colors to dry. So I'm going to take my white, and actually I'm going to do this head part first, because I want to be able to put the white on second, because then that way it has time to set a little bit, and then the eyes look like they're popping out, right? Okay, so this is where I cut my tip just a little bit bigger. Seriously, the smallest bit I just cut off. And I'm going to just fill in really close to these eyes. Try to fill in all the spots as you can. And get enough frosting in there. Like, don't be afraid to put frosting in. Like, it's going to look better if you make it a little thicker versus trying to conserve on frosting. There's a ton of frosting in this kit, so don't worry about running out. You should be fine with this. Okay? Okay? And it's all smooth. If yours is not smoothing out, you can take it and shake it a little, like this. You know, kind of do your thing. Or you can tap it. The next thing I'm going to fill in is I'm going to fill in the bottom half here. Kind of take it and pull it up with those lines here, the edges, because in that way it's going to keep that the points that you need on that for the design to come through. Okay. We're going to set this aside. Let's grab our Frankenstein. Okay. And I'm going to just fill in around his hair. So I like to do the designs first that are supposed to be like under something. So you know how hair sits on the top of the head versus underneath, right? Because that'd be weird. So it sits on top of your head. So I try to draw in the certain aspects so that when I go and fill in the dark hair, it's sitting on top of the head. Does that make sense? It just looks better that way, like more realistic, and comes out cuter. Okay, go around this eye, go around the nose. Use your needle here if you need to. Go around the edge. Take your needle, fill it in where you need to, like if you have any holes or anything. Sometimes I smooth it out with this needle, make sure it falls in together and it falls smooth on that in some spots. Okay, and you can take it. All right, so that's good for now. We'll set that aside. Let's grab Frankenstein's head, mouth. This is not his head. And I'm going to fill in just his little side of his mouth here. I want to kind of get lost in this because sometimes if you let this sit too long, it'll dry and then it doesn't fall in together as smooth as you'd want. So I'm just going to kind of go kind of around the edge, just kind of making your way. You don't have to move fast. Just be efficient, you know. So I take my needle and just kind of make sure it's all even. Going around this. And then you're going to shake this a little so it smooths out. Okay? Don't shake it too hard because you'll break your cookie. Okay? Just like that. And then we can fill in the teeth, I suppose. Actually, let's fill in the top teeth here. Again, you want to give it a little bit of volume within that space because otherwise it'll just look funny. It doesn't look right if you don't have enough stuff in there. Make sure you wipe your needle off from being in the turquoise color. And there you go. Okay? Alright, I think we've got most of our... Let's do the hat. I love this color set. It's just so pretty and different, right? Unexpected for like Halloween? I don't know. I think it is, but you know, that's just me. And I actually added the orange in last minute because I was like, you know what, we need orange. We just do. Okay? Alright, so as you get that in, you take your needle, spread it out so it's even in there, fix any of the edges, make sure that it's smooth around that side, and then once you get it to where it's evened out, if I can grab it without messing with it. I like to shake it. Make sure not to hit any other cookies. Give it a little tap. Okay? And that smooths out so beautifully. Isn't that nice? I just touched my Frankenstein. Oh. If you do that, all you gotta do is just kind of touch it up here on the corner. It should be fine. Once it dries and sets, if you can wait that long, it comes together. Okay, so for the hat, around the rim, the brim of it. Just fill it all in, and this navy blue is such an easy color to work with because it is going to be, it's not as runny. But that just means you have to work a little bit faster so that it doesn't start to set and then when it doesn't smooth up for you. So I just take my needle, make sure I have an even surface here with the frosting, like all spaces are filled in evenly. Okay. Hi Jane, I see you on there watching. Hey, I want to let you guys also know the Christmas kits are on the website, Jane. So if you want to order those, you can. I was going to email you, but I see that you're watching, so I figured I'd give you a shout out. Okay, so that's the hat. Let's fill in some of our owl stuff. I'm going to add the whites of the eyes. Okay. Again, this one's important that you take your needle, make sure it's cleaned off first. You just kind of get those areas and that it looks round and even. Okay. Fill it in nice and good. I just like to make sure that it looks nice and even as the eye. Otherwise, it just looks funny to me. I know most of you aren't as particular as me, so I don't know. You may not even care. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to fill in a little part of his little feathers down here on his chest. All right, and then let's fill in the ears. I'm gonna give him white ears. Why not, right? With the outlines of the blue, that way it just kind of goes with the colors. That'll be cute. Okay, and I'm just gonna use my little needle. Make sure that nice and filled in down here. And then I'm going to set that one aside. Okay. The other one that we kind of want to get going with is the Frankenstein. Now, part of this, I want to make this droopy eye look. So I'm going to kind of pull it down and over. I'm just going to free draw this. Okay. I think that was big enough, so I got to kind of okay. And actually, since we're here, let's just fill this part in. This frosting's pretty thick. So I'm going to just give his little eyeballs the pupils the shape it needs. And then right in the middle of the black there, I'm going to put a little dot of white. Okay. It's not just a little. Okay, now let's do our Frankenstein's tongue. We're just going to fill in this pink part here. Okay. I just like to pull the corners in. Shake it out smooth, and then let's get our screws in there, filled in here. Okay. Help shape it. That way the outline doesn't show up much. Okay, so that's going to be the bottom piece. We'll finish the teeth here in a second. Let's grab the head. We're going to add on the bottom, the darks of the eyes under here. So I'm just going to take the black and I kind of outline a little bit, and then just kind of fill in right next to that white. Yeah, he's pretty adorable. He should be ugly, but no, he's cute. Okay, so we're gonna let this black dry for a minute, and then I'll add in the rest of the whites of the eye. But let's go ahead and add the hair on. Okay. And then pull all the frosting where it needs to go. And I like to look at, like I was saying, I want it to look like it's sitting on top of the head. So I kind of want a little bit of that overlap there. Okay. Look how cute that is, but I'm not done yet, but look at, I want to show this because, yes, it's adorable. Okay, let's do the brain. Can't resist. Okay, so we're going to do the brain. Now with the brain, you want to stay on the sides of those outlines because you want to be able to see those, the lines within the brain, right? So it looks like a brain. So I'm just going to kind of go around slowly. And you can use your needle to get in those crevices that are hard to get into. So you don't want to fill it in too much here because you want to be able to see those lines. You can always go over after we're done here and also redo the whites of it, but if you can get it done right now, it'll look really good. So if you accidentally like cover up the lines is what I'm saying, then you can go back and just redraw them if you need to. Okay, seriously though, this brain is pretty dang cute. Never thought you'd hear someone saying that, did you? Although things that I find cute, people are like, that is not cute. Like, oh yeah, okay. But that's the science nerd in me, so. Okay, so this is your brain. You're gonna just go through and make sure your needle's clean, pull those little extra corners in and define those lines if you need to. But yeah, there you go. Very adorable. Frankie is almost done. Okay. This is your owl. Put a little bit of pink under her. Again, just make sure you take that needle and help fill in those outlines. Looks like it's done pretty well there. And then I'm going to fill it in the chest with the rest of the feathers. Just going to take it, make sure that okay, kind of falls in together. All right, now let's do the ghost, because there's a lot of flooding here. You can cut your bag open if you want. Same thing though with the ghost, is I'm going to try to, as the brain, is I'm just going to try to follow these lines on the sides of them instead of trying to cover them up, because in that way you can get that detail. That's kind of fun. Sorry, I keep realizing I'm going below the camera view. It's hard decorating with the camera, not gonna lie. I've got something right in my face when I'm trying to see what I'm doing. So I'm just I put too much here, so I'm just pulling some out. You don't have to be perfect here. You're going to use your needle to go through. So, just not, and this ghost is so big. It's huge. Okay. Around his eyeballs. I'm trying to move faster because I don't want it to start drying on me before I can smooth it out. Okay. So you might want to cut your hole bigger. Not too big though, because you still have a few other whites that we need to do. So you don't want to waste all your white on here. Okay. Almost just covered that line. So I'm going to fill this in up here. Okay, let's get a couple little spots that need to get, and then you're going to take your needle. Make sure that it's pretty smooth and even all the way around. Okay, and then give it a good shake. Okay, and then it all smooths out and you've got all your lines down here. Pretty cool, right? Shake it a little more. I see the side hair is kind of up still, so. All right, so see how his eyes are inset like that? Very cool. Love that technique. Okay, next thing. Let's do our, we can do our pumpkin. Oh my gosh, just dropped my bag. Icing in my lap. We haven't used this purple yet, huh? I realize my purple needs a little mix, so I'm just pinching the tip of it and I'm just mixing it just like this, okay? So, this is a cute technique for pumpkins. I'm gonna do this, I should have done this first, but I just realized I forgot. So we'll do this and then finish up some other last minute details and then we'll come back to this. Okay. Grab your Frankenstein. We're going to fill in the rest of his teeth. It's important to help shape it here just because you know, all those lines that we drew at the beginning kind of get lost. At least you have a guide, right? So if you pull them so that the corners of the teeth, this pearly whites look beautiful. Okay, that's gonna be his mouth. Now grab his face and you're gonna want to put on the whites of the eyes up here as well. So this one might be a little tricky. That's okay. So I'm gonna just bring this, kind of come around. And let it fall in. Again, this is where your needle's going to come in handy, okay? And then flood it in. I just take it and kind of help shape it around this eyeball as I poke my dart. Okay, so careful because that black is still not all the way dry. So you're going to just shake it so it smooths out a little bit. Do the same thing on this side. Just kind of help round this out a bit since it was a little not rounded, especially on mine. Fill this in with a little bit of white. Okay, and then you just take it and kind of pull it up so it looks like it's going around the eye. Okay, and then you're going to draw a line on his forehead because he got stitched up. Okay, so you're going to just draw a little line all the way across. Let that sit, and then we'll go through and add our stitches on here in a minute. Okay. All right, let's grab the owl. Okay, so on this owl, we're going to draw in the darks of the eyes. AKA the pupils. Make sure they look good in there. Nice and even. Okay, shake your cookie, let those blacks drop in. Okay, and then you're going to fill in the wings. You guys are probably wondering where this orange is going to come in, huh? Well, if you used it on your pumpkin, that's fine. Actually, I added the orange last second because I felt like it needed a touch. So, okay, shake them a little bit because his little wings, although it'd be cute to see him a little bit fluffy. Okay, now grab your orange. And you're just going to draw on little feet, little toes. It's right here at the bottom. And then you're going to draw on his nose, his little beak. Okay? Okay? So just like that. That's all you need. And then we'll draw on his eyebrows here in a second. Let's grab our ghost hat. We're going to draw the orange in the middle. So this set is definitely a little more detailed than my normal, you know, but I felt like I have been training you guys for years, and I figured it was time that we do kind of a fun little detailed box. A little different than the past boxes. So either you can follow along with me, or just give it to the kids or yourself and, you know, do what you want with it. But if you want to, I mean, I hope that some of you follow along, because I love to see your cookies when you're done. Okay, so there's the hat on the ghost. Yes, I touched my ghost. I poked him. But okay, and then the next thing we're going to do on our ghost, we're going to draw a little, give him just a couple eyebrows, little tiny. They don't have to be much. And then we have a little cute smile here. Okay, just a little ghost smile. Last thing I wanted to do is draw just like a little cute bow tie. I'm just going to draw it like this. Just think of hearts, okay? Let that sit, we'll let it dry, and then we'll put a little middle part on it. Let's do our pumpkin. Okay, so we're going to just flood it in. Let's go around the eyes and the mouth part first. Kind of taking my time. I'll fill in the top half. I'd like to put a little bit of extra flooding in here because you want it to pop a little. You know? You don't want it to be really flat. Okay. Grab the headstone. We're going to fill this in with your purple. I'm just going to kind of flood pretty quickly. Save enough for your pumpkin though. Okay, so then I'm going to just take it, just fill it in. I didn't cut my tip off, so it's just tougher to get a lot out at once. So okay, so this is the headstone that your owl is standing on. Okay. Now, with that, I'm going to go around and outline it with my lighter, the pink, I guess, lighter purple. Just gonna go around. This is called wet on wet when you, okay. And then you can put whatever you want on your headstone. Happy Halloween, rest in peace, R.I.P., you know, whatever. But that's going to be where the owl is standing, just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay. All right. I think the last thing is to finish up the pumpkin and the other. So I think on the top of the pumpkin. I've got stuff everywhere right now. I'm gonna put the lighter pink, I guess. So you guys are gonna have a lot of frosting left, no big deal. I just want to make sure that you had enough to decorate your kits. So hopefully it made it through. And it gives you enough extra so that if adults or children start sucking on the bags of icing, there's plenty to go around with decorating still. Get a little taste of it and you can suck on it. Okay, let's finish up the ghost. He's got his little bow tie to add a detail to. Just a little dot on there and that's it. And then my pumpkin. And on the top here, I'm going to just put like a little swirly. Sorry, I bumped my camera. A little swirly here in the... So it looks like the top of a pumpkin. Okay, grab your purple. Let's go ahead and fill these in on the sides. If you feel that it's not dry enough yet, that's fine. Just give it a few minutes. But that way you guys don't have to wait for me on this video. I can just kind of go for it. So if you want to wait so that the middle part doesn't touch this side part, that's fine. It really just needs a few more minutes probably. Okay, then you're going to take your needle That's a pretty pumpkin. Okay, and then over here on this side. Oh, jeez. Okay, and I'm shake it, make sure it's all in there. Oh my gosh, this pumpkin is so cute. All right, the other thing that I want to do, I was going to draw lines on it. So I'm going to grab the purple again. You might want to let it sit for another minute, but again, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So what you do is you can draw lines on top, so it kind of gives it that dimensional look, okay? So you get the lines underneath, and then you also have the lines on top, which is really cute. Just like that. Okay, I think it turned out pretty spectacular. Okay, that's it. We are done, guys. Let me look, make sure. Okay, yeah, we're done. Okay, so let me show you the whole set together. We've got our pumpkin. And then we've got the Frankenstein. If you want, you could go in and fill this in with black or something. I just thought it would be too much, so I like it without anything in there. So I've got Frankenstein with his brain on top. Cute, right? Pumpkin, Frankenstein. See if I can get this a little higher. Okay. Should. See if I can get that in the view. And then we also have our ghost. He got beat up by me. With the hat. Okay, and look how big these cookies are. They're huge. So, fun. And then we've also got our headstone with... Oh, I got to do the owl's eyebrows. Let me do that real quick. With the owl. Okay. And then with that, we're going to draw on the eyebrows, which are just... This is the finishing touch. Just kind of start in here, come up, kind of cover that pink and black up together, and kind of go out a little bit. Okay? Just like that. Okay, he's an angry owl. All right, that would be it, guys. Adorable, right? All right, cookie kits are available. We open up here in 20 minutes, so you could come as early as noon, or we close at 6 tonight. But also, make sure to honor the times that you guys are picking up, because we're trying to make smaller batches at a time, so that as you pick up, they're made within, you know, a day or two. Okay? Awesome. Well, you guys, happy Halloween. I think Andy and I, we actually have a special announcement that we want to make this weekend. Noon on Sunday, we're going to go live and kind of tell you guys what's going on here at the bakery and kind of touch base. But definitely you want to be there for that. We've got some big news to share. And yeah, hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday. Notice I just went in and put the lines on my Frankenstein's head. Forgot to do that too. But otherwise, I think it's finished. Have a good one.